I post a presentation on the impacts of changing climate and human settlements on the woolly mammoth's extinction. So, there is much debate over the demise of the woolly mammoth during the Holocene. We don't know if climatic changes during the late Pleistocene is what caused the extinction, if humans hunted the mammoth to extinction explained by the overkill model, or if it was a mixture of both. Extinction episodes usually happen so fast the fauna does not get time to adequately respond and adapt to intense changes happening in their ecosystem. This can include a new predator, a climatic change in the ecosystem, or basically anything that kills fauna before they can adapt, like disease. Interstadials, which refers to warming periods between glaciation stages, are the most advantageous for life to flourish on our planet. And the last ice age was not a solid period of cooling. There were fluctuations in temperatures between the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. The ice age began roughly 110,000 years ago and ended around 10 to 15,000 years ago. So the Earth entered an interstadial around that time, which is when the woolly mammoth and other megafauna, usually over 44 kilograms in weight, began to decline in population size. Also, extinction periods did not happen overnight. The last extinction period occurred near the end of the last ice age between 9,000 and 26,000 years ago, and occurred in 5 major and many minor extinction episodes, which exceeded previous extinction episodes. Until the 1960s, climatic changes in the late Pleistocene were believed to be the factor that wiped out megafauna. Little evidence of people living amongst the megafauna populations were around at the time. By the end of the Pleistocene, 37 genera of megafauna had gone extinct in North America, and before glacial melting, the oceans were roughly 106 metres lower than they were today, and had about 3% less total volume than present ocean volumes, which exposed areas of land that then became known as land bridges. The Alaskan-Siberian land bridge across the Bering Sea provided a migration route for animals and plants between the North America continent and the Asian continent in both directions. About 1.7 billion years ago, it is believed that the mammoth migrated across the Alaskan-Siberian land bridge, explaining its populations in both North America and northern Eurasia. This land bridge could have been used by humans at a later stage during the transition to the interstadial. Refer to Figure 2 on the poster, which displays human settlements moving from the southern hemisphere and equatorial regions as the climate in the north warmed during the late Pleistocene and continued colonizing into the late Holocene. An ancient human village in Ukraine was discovered to have 4 dwellings made from the bones of many woolly mammoths, which dated about 14,000 years ago. The biggest dwelling was made out of 20 tons of mammoth bones and included 46 skulls, 95 jawbones, 40 tusks, and other bones, displaying human interaction with mammoths. Also, the depiction of mammoths in cave paintings display human relationships with this creature. These paintings have also aided our understanding into their anatomy and survival of the species, so there is a strong possibility that mammoths interacted with humans. Refer to Figure 3. The mammoth was a similar size to the Asian elephant in height and weight and had long, dense hair with a thick undercoat and a layer of fat for insulation. It had greatly curved tusks and a relatively short trunk ending in 2 fingers, which was used for grazing small herbs and grasses throughout the tundra steppe. This stretched across northern Siberia and North America. These qualities in a creature could be advantageously used by humans for clothing, housing, and other protection against the elements and other predators. Fewer species became extinct in Africa and Eurasia, as humans had developed interconnected relationships with the animals surrounding them as they lived in coexistence for quite some time. Looking at figures 1 and 4 on the poster, the mammoth moved to Wrangel Island in Siberia, where the species survived right up until the mid-Holocene, where then they became the Wrangel Island dwarf mammoth, which were then hunted to complete extinction by humans in the Holocene. The Pleistocene overkill model was proposed whereby animals unaccustomed to human predation were likely exterminated by a rapidly moving wave of advance. The notion that humans overhunted megafauna near the end of the Pleistocene in the Americas, Australia, and beyond is used as a prime example of the impact that humans can have on the planet. With radiocarbon dating, the arrival of human settlements was dated back to the late Pleistocene in North America, when mammoth populations were large. Climatic change and human interactions overlap with mammoth extinction episode, and they had survived climatic changes before. Continental megafauna were vulnerable to extinction, like island fauna, because humans are super predators. They went extinct before they could develop an adequate predator response to humans. Humans coexisted with megafauna, but directly interacted with them in such a way to cause extinction. There is a lack of intact evidence to directly place humans directly at the hand of the demise of the woolly mammoth. However, some archaeologists see no evidence as evidence. The lack of intact remains means megafauna populations decline rapidly, meaning little time to be buried and fossilized properly. In each major extinction, 40 to 80% of the animal genera in the oceans became extinct. Most of these episodes wiped out many land animals, including the extinction period at the end of the Cretaceous when the dinosaurs disappeared, so this is fairly normal. Sharp changes in sea level and climate, mountain building, great volcanic eruptions, comets, and asteroids have all been associated with extinction periods before. However, the woolly mammoth was a versatile and strong organism during the Ice Age and has survived many extinction episodes before. With the physical characteristics I mentioned before, the mammoth was able to migrate long distances, endure freezing temperatures, and graze on small flora to survive. However, a rapidly changing climate that brings about great change in the distribution of the tundra steppe and its resources the mammoth uses to survive, along with humans moving into these areas as super predators and colonizing, is the most probable explanation for the woolly mammoth's extinction. Thank you.